Hi, it's Cathy Cena with Tri-Cities Community TV, and we would love to thank the library for donating their space to us today right here in Coquitlam, as well as the Coquitlam First Nations lands. Today with me is Executive Director Ness Gale from Low Entropy. You've probably heard the name Low Entropy a few times, and in the past we have interviewed Vanessa, who you were co-executive director with, right?
Yeah,
that's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
And you were co-executive director with, and I wanted to have you in the studio because now you're holding the space on your own and the title, and it's a big title, I feel, and just wanted to know, like, how are you feeling about everything, and talk a little bit about what Low Entropy is.
Yeah, for sure. I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, good.
It was a really amazing experience to be co-executive director with her. Vanessa's been my mentor since I've known her. She's done absolutely amazing work in the community and is very uplifting. So now that I'm in the role of executive director, she's still right there by my side, and it's been a really great transition. This is a big stepping stone for me.
No, that's fantastic. And I guess it was a decision that you guys made internally to have one ED versus two, because she's off doing other things, and then she can focus on that. And
exactly.
You can focus on what EDs focus on.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So I get a lot of people asking me, what does low entropy mean? Entropy, they don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
So please, I'm going to pass it on. Tell us.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love the name too because it's such a great talking point.
Exactly.
You're right. Everyone asks, like, what's entropy? So it's entropy, low entropy. So entropy is the measurement of chaos or disorder. So it's a scientific term, but we're using it in a social context. So with low entropy, we're trying to lower the chaos and disorder in the world through our programs and services. In a nutshell,
you're trying to lower the chaos and disorder through your programs and services. Yes, okay, got it. And you guys had a really big year. I was just recently at your AGM, and you did a whole year in review. Talk to me about some of the highlights that you've had, some of your favorite moments, let's say, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what is to come.
My hands down, my favorite moment is when we opened our thrift store.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was the best, and such a frightening thing to do, right? Because a lot of nonprofits are based on grants and donations, and they don't have a social enterprise. And we really wanted to take things into our own hands and thought, why not a thrift store, right? So it was a big leap to lease out space, right? Rent space, and to just open and see what happened. And it was met really well in the community. We had a huge turnout for our grand opening day, did really well. We had a lot of youth that were working with us as well, so really great to have them involved in that big launch. Yeah.
And your first thrift store for Low Entropy is in the Burquitlam area, right in my backyard. And I love thrifting, so that made me so excited. It's quite busy there because it's very close to transit, and there's just a lot of people flowing through that area. They'll go here, they'll go there, they'll make a stop over there, so that part of it is great. And why did you want to open a thrift store?
Yeah, we thought about some different ideas, and it was actually at a conference where we spoke to an ED from another organization that was on the island, and she was talking about her thrift store. And it just got us thinking, like, it's such a great way to involve the community, to be sustainable, to think about the earth and be environmentally conscious. And I just thought, I think there can be more thrift stores, and this is the way of things too, right? Thrifting is very popular with the younger generation too now, who are very conscious about what they're doing. So we just thought, why not, right? And we have a lot of community support, and everyone likes to buy new clothes, so they have a lot of things in their closet that they don't need anymore, who another person would love to have. And
exactly. And not to mention, I mean, personally, me, I can't buy retail anymore. Like, things are very expensive out there. Like, why would I spend this much money when I can get it for this much money? So cost savings, I think, is important in our economy and what's going on in Canada, in BC, in our own backyard of the Tri-Cities. So I think that's also a component. I mean, of course, reuse, recycle, brand, whatever, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? I totally agree about the environment, but it's also cost savings. People just can't afford to go and shop at, you know, the Bay, for example, or, you know, just regular local retailers. So I think that it also helps that gap as well, especially young moms. You guys have everything from housewares to baby clothes to adult clothing and other knickknacks and things like that too. So that was one of your favorite moments. What else?
Oh, what else? My gosh. We also did a market, and again, I think the tie-in from all the things that I enjoy is when we bring community together, right? When we really work together. So we hosted a market for local businesses and artisans, and they all came together, and the community came out to support and shop local, which was really amazing. And it was the same time that our thrift store opened, so it was a great way for us to promote and get the word out there as well.
And that was where did you hold that?
Yeah, Terry Fox Secondary School.
Terry Fox Secondary. Yeah. Okay, great. So just a little bit, and that's in Port Coquitlam. We did something in Coquitlam.
Yeah.
You did something in Port Moody recently too last year. That was a really great success. I had FOMO like looking at the photos. I knew I should have gone.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that. Was that more of a fundraiser for you guys?
Yeah, it was a fundraiser. So it was totally Beatles themed, which was amazing. Yes. So we had a tribute band out, played all of the greatest hits, which are all of them, right? It's amazing.
Again, bringing the community together.
Exactly.
We're going to hear a lot about community today.
Absolutely. Yes, it was a fantastic event, lots of fun, dancing, lots of Beatles, you know, costumes and things like that.
That's
70s hippie look. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's great. Did things change for you a little bit when you became sort of executive director? Like when it was you and Vanessa, I'm sure you shared certain things that you both did. I'll tackle this, you tackle this. Now everything is going to be on your plate. So what are some of the day-to-day things that executive directors, you know, that you're doing?
Yeah, you know, it was a change, and it was just more so taking on the full responsibility instead of half or split or what have you. So it is a lot of the same, I would say, and the majority of it is really just looking after the organization as a whole. So everything from staff and culture, making sure we have the right people in the room, the right people on board, making sure that they are supported, that they know what they're doing, they know the direction as well, and then they're heard in terms of what input they want to have in the organization as well. So there's that, which is huge, and then overseeing everything from, you know, our budget to like how are we showing up on social media, what's our marketing strategy, what grants are we applying for, what are the opportunities coming up, what events should we be at, everything under the sun.
Yeah, exactly. Because I would say that you're the new kids on the block. There's a lot of nonprofits in the Tri-Cities, and how has that stepping stone in terms of, you know, showing up and letting people know, like being your own cheerleader for your organization. What has that looked like for you?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun to go out there, and anytime someone says like, oh, I know Low Entropy, I've maybe heard the name, but I don't know what y'all do. I'm so excited to share that with them and bring a fresh perspective. I also feel like being a newer nonprofit, we're a little bit more flexible and nimble. We can kind of go and figure out where our place is and what we're good at, and then go from there.
Okay. And you also were involved with doing some homelessness sort of task forcing on your own, as well as, I want to go back to Thrift for a second, because you guys put in a space, a room in the one in Burquitlam. I don't know if the other store has that, but like I just think of Low Entropy, like if your mind is chaotic and you need to like come into a space and feel safe and just kind of take yourself out of that chaos that's out in the real world, that's where I thought that the space in your thrift store was about, right? Like you could go in there, close the door, take a moment, just take a deep breath. And so what was the reasoning for that? That plays back into your whole mandate, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's, you know, a space to recalibrate and just take a minute for yourself and lower the chaos, right? Lower the entropy that's going on internally.
Right.
You know, and our motto is change starts from within. So any change that we want to see in the world, just like the Gandhi quote, right? Be the change we want to see in the world. It starts from within. So when we are calm, we are centered, we're grounded, we know what we're doing, then we can go out and make the change.
Change starts from within. I'm writing that down. Okay, great. So You're the new ED, not too many weeks in, or right? I mean, it just was announced recently, and now you're onto a new fiscal year with your organization. You got a really big grant recently. Tell me about that.
Yeah, from RBC. Yeah, that was great. So we've had a relationship with them for the past few years. So it started off when we had our youth leadership program a couple years ago. So we applied for our first grant with them, and we received 10 grand for that program, and then really got to know them in terms of what they're looking to support in the community. And we've been really lucky to receive additional funding last year, and then this year again for a 2-year grant that totals 50 grand in total, which is very exciting.
That is.
And their priorities are going to change too, right? So we always want to make sure we have sustainable funding, so always looking for what's out there, because what they're going to do is after this 2 years, they're going to re-look at what their focus is, and it might change. It may not be youth anymore, it might be women, or it might be the environment, or whatever it is that fits with with them.
So you applied for this grant. They gave you $50,000 over 2 years, and it was pertaining to youth.
Yes.
So your program with this is going to be what?
Yes, so it's called Thrift and Thrive. Yeah, exactly.
I remembered, I wrote it down as you were talking. I'm like, it's Thrift and Thrive. Okay.
It is, because the name of our thrift store is Thrift and Fund.
Yes.
Right? So you thrift and you fund our programs.
Yes.
So Thrift and Thrive is you are in the thrift store environment and you're thriving because you are learning all of the retail skills that you need to exist, or not to exist, but to work in the retail environment. Yeah.
So you're going to be bringing on youth, and you're going to be training them?
Training them, yes. Training them and supporting them. Because it's one thing to throw a youth into an environment, right? To say like, okay, you are getting customer service, you're learning how to receive donations, sort, merchandise the store. But it's not just that. It's also, what's going on for you? What are your goals that you want to achieve by the end of your time with us? So they have a mentor who is in the store who will guide them through that on a week-by-week basis. So it's really tailored to the participant, to the youth. And they also get access to a career coach who will help them with their resume, interview skills, job search, so they can take what they've learned in the store, put it on their resume, and then launch their career.
And how many youth are you planning to put through this program?
So right now we are intaking 10 youth for our first cohort. We will do the same coming up in January as well. And then this summer we'll bring on more. So it's a 2-year program. So every year approximately 40 youth
40
will go
youth,
through.
okay, great. There's so many youth that don't have experience, and I work with a lot of young people as well, and they're always like complaining they can't get a job because no one's going to hire them. I have no experience. So did you sort of see that there was a gap there, and hence created this?
Absolutely. Yeah, I hear that a lot too, that same thing of like, I can't find a job because there's nothing on my resume. Right. So this is a great way to bring them in, to give them that experience, to put it on their resume, to get a reference letter, whatever they might need to be successful.
That's good. That's good. And then there is another new program that's starting, something that was very exciting, and let's talk about that as well.
Yeah. So Women Rising, this is a women's leadership and empowerment program. This consists of events and mentorship, and everything is free. So super accessible to anyone this would benefit. And we really want to be inclusive of all women and gender diverse folks as well, who can come in and learn skills to really launch their career, change their career, be an entrepreneur, whatever it is that their dream is.
So tell me, tell me about some of the upcoming workshops that you have, not necessarily dated ones, but just tell me what your plan is for the next so many months with Women Rising.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have workshops on offer and seminars.
Okay.
The workshops will have a workshop facilitator who will guide participants in really interactive activities, and we have different subjects. So our first one is on networking and communication, which will help anyone in any field. It's a really good skill. The next one is assertiveness, which I am looking forward to because that's something I want to work on, is being assertive and not such a people pleaser.
Right.
So being assertive, being able to speak up for yourself and for other people is incredibly important. We also have a workshop on personal branding, and then our last one will be on how to launch your own venture, if that's something that you want to do.
Yeah, and that's all coming up, sort of starting like October and beyond into the new year, right?
Exactly.
Fantastic. And what kinds of things are you hoping that women, leave with in these different seminars that you're putting on?
Yeah, absolutely. I want them to leave the room feeling like whatever it is that they want to do, they can do it. Absolutely. They have the capacity within them. I hope they leave feeling inspired, like they have the motivation and confidence to go after their dreams. And I hope they leave with newfound connections. So other women who are going to be there to support them as well. Because it's about community, it's about collaboration, and not about competition and tearing each other down.
Yes. Community and collaboration, not competition.
Yes.
Good. And the mentor program, let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
there's a lot to unpack here, Ness. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is why I wanted you to be here and share your story. And so yes, tell me about the mentorship program.
Yeah, so the mentorship, this will connect mentees and mentors. So mentors could be from any kind of background or walk of life, and they always have something that they can give. Some people think like, oh, I can't be a mentor, but really you can. You've been through a lot in life, and that experience can help another woman thrive. So mentors could be from any background or profession. Mentees could be that they're young and they're just entering their career. It could be that they're a newcomer to Canada, so they're not sure what they're doing or how to get a job. They might be wanting to climb the ladder in their career, or maybe they want to make a pivot and try something else, right? So it's really about connecting the mentees and mentors together, where the mentees can learn as much as possible from that mentor. And if it takes off and they connect really well, then they have this organic friendship that happens as well.
Like your mentor with Vanessa, right? That helps you get to where you were, or you are, I should say. That's fantastic. How can people help Low Entropy just all around? I know these are some great programs that you're offering, and that's fantastic. And the Thrift and Thrive seems like they have a mentor within that organization and group, and that'll get kicked off very soon. But what about Low Entropy as a whole?
I would say start wherever you feel a calling towards, right? So if it's being a mentor, if it's thrifting and going to our store and starting that way, that's great. If it's reaching out for a coffee because you want to learn more information, or coming to one of our events, like there's some kind of starting point for everyone to start getting involved with the organization to support us and spread the word, tell other people.
So tell us what your website is and where people can reach you.
It is lowentropy.org, and that's spelled LOW, because it's hard to spell, ENTROPY.org.
Great. There's a lot of different programs and volunteer opportunities on your website as well. I know that you guys are hiring contractors and part-timers, so that's really fantastic. Today you heard from Ness Gale, the Executive Director of Low Entropy, where change starts from within. And if this is something that you would like to do and you would like to start with, whether you want to become a mentor for a young woman in their Women Rising program, I really encourage you to get out there, start somewhere, and meet new people and fill your soul. My name is Cathy Cena. Thank you so much for listening. Tri-Cities Community TV.